Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. This is one of the rare moments where we start the episode and we still get to watch the land generate around us because I just launched the world. Because we're here in the what did I call it? Hello. Oh yeah, the Spawn Cabin Mark II. Just last episode was episode 211. That means this is episode 212, but episode 211 marked the 200th day we've been on our journey. Not day, episode, 200th episode. It's been far more than 200 days. This guy's getting uncomfortably close to the Spawn Cabin Mark II. Back off, guy. Hey, where do you think you're going? Alright, anyway, but yeah, here we are. A kind of a sunset. That sun moves quickly. Oh yeah, this guy is going to be an issue. Let's miss him. And again. Alright, you can't pick up arrows in this version of Minecraft, version beta 173. Yeah, you. Talking to you. Back off. Stay backed off. Alright. He's like, what the hell? Where's that coming from? And the sheep just despawned. Alright. But yeah. Let us get a final look. I do realize I forgot to build any... Well, let's do that upstairs, I guess, is where we actually have room. I forgot to build any beds at the end of the last episode. I am going to need beds if I'm going to continue this journey. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boop, boop, boop. Alright. Might as well make a boat while I'm here, just in case. Sorry, kind of lingering in this area. I know we normally get up and go, but we have kind of a little bit of an establishment. Some of you called it like my summer cabin. My winter cabin is back at the spawn cap point, and this is right here, kind of in this beach area. So summer cabin. It's a little bit of a problem with the neighbors, but yeah. We are leaving behind, obviously, our bed, so this acts as a spawn point, but our leftover glass, a piece of cobblestone, a ladder, and 3 glowstone dusts that we grabbed from the nether during the 200th episode. Boop, boop. So just in case if there's any point on this journey where I, for whatever reason, lose my glowstone dust, we know that there is some safely here in the Spawn Cabin Mark II. The pumpkins facing west in the direction we're going to be heading. Ah, Wolfie! Oh god. It's still not the safest of buildings, but it's here. And take one last good look at it. Because we are going to continue on. Oh, careful, I said. Careful. So yeah, the Spawn Cabin Mark II. See you later. You've served us well. And you were cause for quite the extended episode last time. I did not intend for it to be that long of an episode, but it was, due to my lack of expedient building skills. But west we will continue. West we will continue indeed, and we are continuing... Segue! We are continuing to raise money for Child's Play charity over at farlandsrobust.com. Using the chip-in widget, we are currently at $12,051.50. I do appreciate the continued donations. I appreciate the generosity of Farlanders around the globe throughout this journey. Right, Wolfie? Oh, he already kind of barked. Alright, kind of watch as it disappears into the distance. Hopefully I can actually, without, like, falling into trouble, get the actual moment it fades into the render distance. Dang hells, blazes, where... Alright. Swimming backwards. The backstroke. Here we go. It's about to happen. Spawn Cabin Mark II. Say farewell. Ah, the music. I shouldn't ruin the music with my voice. Come on. This is supposed to be dramatic. Oh, there it goes. Hi, Wolfie. I should have just waited till I got here. Very exciting, is it not? Woof, woof it is. Alright, so yeah, that's, like I said, farlandsorbust.com. It's a child's play charity helping kids in hospitals around the world. Indeed. Also something I neglected, obviously I didn't know at the time, but in a strange twist of fate, twist of amazing fatitude, the last episode, episode 211, like I've been saying over and over again, we surpassed 6,000 megabytes in the world size. In the Minecraft world size, we're at 6,040 megabytes. I mean, those two are completely random and unrelated, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of an interesting coinkydink. Coinkydink. So, an update on that for those of you who who wonder, and worry, you shouldn't be worrying, who wonder about the size of the Far Lands or Bust world save. Just past 6,000. I have some other quick, I guess you could call it business to get out of the way. I've been informed that the Spreadshirt shop that I have, farlands.spreadshirt.com, is having a free shipping promotion next week. Monday through Thursday, January 28th through the 30th. Or is that the 31st? No, 28th through the 30th. 28th through the 30th. Let's say that. I'm now questioning whether or not that's Monday through just Wednesday. But yeah, free shipping, definitely in the US. It also might work on the European storefront, but if you use the code FREELOVE, all uppercase, FREELOVE, kind of a strange code. I don't set these codes, by the way. I can just say that much right now. This is a Spreadshirt-wide promotion for free shipping. I'm assuming related to Valentine's Day is where they came off with that code, but yeah, use that over at farlands.spreadshirt. Oh, it's deep sea diving. farlands.spreadshirt.com and possibly the European store farlands.spreadshirt.net. I'm assuming also valid at your other favorite YouTuber Spreadshirt shops like Zisto and BWO and Good and Beige. If you're looking for just a standard Mindcrack logo t-shirt, Beige has a store that has those. Woof. So yeah, check that out. I wanted to let you know ahead of time, just in case anybody was planning on purchasing anything from the Spreadshirt shop. I shop online. I know how it is to have bought something and then you find out like the next day or the next week that you could have gotten free shipping with a code or something like that. That can be frustrating, so I'm letting you know ahead of time. I also took some time last night to add a few new products and arrange things a little bit better. Make things a little bit more available. We have buttons. You can get Wolfie McWolfington seal of approval buttons so that you can attach them to things that you find worthy of the seal of approval of Wolfie McWolfington. Right, Wolfie? Do the buttons meet your approval? Yeah, I'll take that as a yes. Don't be jumping off a cliff while you're at it. But yeah, that's over at the Spreadshirt shop, so check that out if that is of your interest. If you've been looking for some sort of clothing article. Careful, Wolfie. Farlands are bust on it. But yeah, indeed. Woof. We're coming up on the first sunset of the episode, so I think I'll wait to start answering questions till after we build the elevated hidey hole and whatnot. But yeah, I did not... I mean, a lot of you enjoyed the 56-minute episode, but I did not intend for it to be that long. I wanted it to be shorter so I could get it up the same day I recorded it. But it actually had to be delayed because it was a large file, being almost an hour long, and then took forever to YouTube process, so... whatever. I'm trying to keep at least a little bit consistent with at least Far Lands or Bust. Trying to do every other day. I've noticed when I keep the episodes on a continual basis that we end up getting more frequent donations to Child's Play charity, so trying to keep that as a continual effort. An effort, if you will. An effort. Alright, let's do this. This already seems like it's pre-made for me. Whoop, boop, And a boop. And a boop. And a boop. And I think we're going to need one more darkness level before we can sleep. Let's try this one. And awakeness. The old standard awakeness. Woof. We need to... There's a pig right there. Hey, Wolfie. Okay, good. You ate that. Get some more food for Wolfie. Boop. Hey, get back here. Boop. Whoa. Came out of the sky. But yeah, we can start answering questions. Whoop, whoop. Seeds. Seeds. Problems, Wolfie? That's weird why that sometimes happens. It's like sometimes he tries to attack, but then they don't take damage or something in the angle at which he's attacking them. I got 1 bone out of 3 pigs. Really? Pork chop. Those are pork chops, by the way. This is a texture pack. There we go. End the soul survivor. Will not be such things. He's hiding under the bushes. Dang, these seeds. And you are dead, sir. Alright, well, I guess we're alright, so let's continue on. Oh, I've actually gone backwards. Past the elevated hidey hole. But a question, I guess relating to the last episode and the fact that we've passed 6,000 megabytes for the world size, from Philip Like Frog. Philip Like Frog, indeed. Philip Like Frog asked, wondering what you're planning to do when you get really far out in Far Lands or Bust. Because the wiki says vanilla people most likely crash before they get anywhere near the Far Lands. And it's already slightly buggy, and you're only like 5% or something like that. Yes, that's true. As many of you notice and ask every episode, there is a bit of shakiness to my walking. That is due to the float point precision errors. The way the mathematics of the game are calculating where I'm located on the map. The further I get out, the less precise it gets. A visual indication of such things is the fact that the selection box, like right there, is way off of the block. That is, you know, the game is having problems calculating where the selection box will be, the same as it's having problems calculating where I should be. So that is a graphical representation of that. It's not anything I can do by getting, or fix rather, by getting a faster computer or anything. It's part of the game. It's has nothing to do with the speed at which we're running it, the operating system or anything. Actually, I've noticed, if you look back to the videos before I upgraded my computer, there was some lag. I was getting jitteriness and actual lag. That was actual lag induced by having a slow computer, and probably more or less induced by fraps and recording at the same time. So that has resolved itself by getting a faster computer, but the actual jitteriness that you're seeing in the ground right there, it's more noticeable the closer I look. If we look off into the horizon, it's like when you're at sea, and if you're in danger of getting seasick, they say always look off into the horizon. Or, you know, focus on the horizon. That'll help you not be seasick. Do the same thing in Far Lands or Bust if the jitteriness annoys you, because you can only really notice the jitteriness when you're looking at your feet. Or at my feet, rather. So yeah, that's already happening. All this terrain stuff that we're seeing, sometimes we get weird terrain generation. That's just not Minecraft. That has nothing to do with how far away we are from the spawn point. That's just the way this version of the terrain generation works. I mean, you had seeds like Glacier that would just spawn crazy randomness really close to your spawn. So it's that has nothing to do, at least right now, with my distance from spawn. So that has nothing to do with it. But yeah, eventually there are going to be problems. I think that's a far enough distance away that we shouldn't have to worry about it. One of the other problems is the entities end up getting duplicated, like falling sand or falling gravel, because of the float point precision. it's not sure where or if that gravel has actually fallen, and it will just continually multiply entities, and that is the main cause of lag and game crashing. And people say you should get single-player commands to then do the kill-all command to get rid of entities to stop that from happening. Here's a snow biome. All right, well, at least I was just in my decision to set up shop where I was for the spawn cabin Mark II. So this snow biome was quite a ways away. So yeah, I take the approach like I take to many things in life. I'm not going to worry about it until I have to worry about it, and I think that it's well enough away from where we currently are that it's not worth even having to consider. So I guess that's kind of an answer. A lot of people also ask, "Oh, what are you going to do when you reach the far lands? How are you going to react?" I don't have a plan for what I'm going to do tomorrow, let alone that. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I'd rather, instead of planning out how I'm going to react and stuff like that, I'd rather it be when things happen, they be organic surprises, and I'll react how I react, and I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it. Right, Wolfie? Woof, right. He agrees with that perception and plan. It's kind of a hill, like our spawn hill. Another completely different question from Mr. Kier. That is a block in my way. Mr. Kier. I don't know how to say this. Kierencraft 2. Do you play any instruments? I've answered this question before, but it's been a while, so I'll answer it again. I don't actively play any instruments. In my closet, gathering dust, own an acoustic guitar. At a point in high school, I owned an electric guitar, because every high schooler wants to own and play an electric guitar, am I right? But I sold that because I wasn't practicing or getting any good at it, and it was just clutter. I should really get rid of my acoustic guitar too. It's clutter as well. But the majority of what I would do with my electric guitar would be just sit there, and I built with a kit. I built my own distortion box, like a soldering kit with the circuit board and circuitry and knobs and things like that. I would just sit in front of the amp and just make weird noises and have a bunch of fuzz and reverb and stuff. That was exciting for me, and it kind of lends itself to the type of music I listen to as well, with the likes of Radiohead and Sigur Rós and things like that. But don't currently play any instruments. I don't. I took as a requirement. It was a requirement for whatever reason for the degree I had in college to take a music class. So I took, instead of guitar was an option, but instead of that I took piano, because you kind of learn how to read music through piano. And my instructors and teachers said I was actually pretty good. I had good musical tempo, a natural way to keep tempo, I guess, and an ear for music, I guess is what they said. So it's possibly something I should consider picking up as a hobby or something like that, but I'm having problems as it is keeping up with hobbies, whatnot, and astronomy and movies and video games and everything with what I'm doing here. But yeah, don't actively play any instruments. It was kind of, so, ooh, can I make this? I didn't even try, apparently. I just fell. I was actually on YouTube. I've mentioned the artist St. Vincent quite a bit, and she also does a lot of that kind of fuzz guitar and reverb and stuff. And I was just searching for videos. I like finding live shows, since I don't go to live shows ever. Anxiety and introversion and whatnot. I was looking for live things, and there was a thing, she was doing some promotion or some interview, or I don't know what it was, but it was for a company that makes distortion boxes and pedals and things and kick boxes and stuff, but it was kind of cool watching her kind of play with all the different reverb settings, and then she would try something out and she'd be like, she'd totally just, you know, like you or I, you know, people with astronomy might geek out about some cool astronomy thing or equipment or something we see through the telescope. She like totally like wigged out and was like, oh, this is awesome, or you know, she would like get genuinely excited about this crazy sound that was being produced out of, you know, all these pedals and guitar things and effects and stuff, and that kind of made me like, oh no, I kind of want a guitar, and I just want to, that's all, I don't want to learn how to play, I just want to mess around with making strange and unusual undulating noises and stuff like that. But yeah, that just that reminded me of it, that question. But yeah, thanks for that question. Another random question. I'm glad it's not like a, what is your favorite this or that, so, or why is your screen shaking so much, but all questions are welcome. I might not answer them all, so don't worry about it if your question doesn't get chosen. You simply are not the chosen one. Yeah, let's go to sleep. It's getting kind of dark. And guitarness or something. I don't know where I was going with that. That was a poor effort at and awakeness rendition. Oh, speaking of Spreadshirt, in going through the products and trying to make new products and prices and things like that, I noticed they've added pillowcases. Wait, what is the? I guess I can just. Hey, what does the bed look like? Oh, I can't. I don't know if you heard that on my keyboard. I tried to sprint. Can't sprint in this version of the game, Kurt. Can't sprint. I was thinking of adding a pillowcase, but I'd have to come up with a new design. I was either thinking to try to match it to the Minecraft bed that I have here in this texture pack. Yeah, all that says is flob. Or I was thinking of making it and awakeness. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I personally, to be honest, wouldn't purchase that, but it's kind of funny. A pillowcase that says and awakeness. I'll have to think about that. That's something that actually takes quite a bit of time. Creating new products on the Spreadshirt stuff, so I'll have to. Speaking of not having any times for hobbies and things, I'll have to find some time to think up new products for the Spreadshirt shop. But we've got buttons. We've got buttons now, and the mug. I know I've mentioned the mug before, but I do. That's something I purchased, was a mug, Farlands or Bus mug, and a mugness. I need another boat. I need some wood, actually, is what I need. Whoop. Well, careful, Wolfie. Woof. Wolfie's going on without me. He doesn't need a boat. Oh, no, that's what I want. That kind of scared me. It's like, you ever go like walking in the woods, in like, you know, go hiking or something like that in the forest preserve or something, and like a pine cone or a chestnut or something just falls right next to you, and you're like, what the heck? The squirrels are throwing things at us. That's always my conspiracy theory, is that the squirrels are out to get us. They throw branches and pine cones at you while you're walking through the woods. Ooh. It's the sugar tree. Sugar tree. Hey, sugar. Nice tree. If you can't tell, I'm a little crazy. I actually haven't eaten lunch. I'm trying to get, like I said, trying to get every other day for Farlands or Bust. Ah! So I'm recording this when I should actually be eating lunch, but I'm trying to, for you guys, trying to get this out. But yeah, I've got another question from Eric V. Eric V. Sounds like a guitarist's name. Eric V asks, how do you feel about YouTubers who run Let's Plays on games that are more story-driven than the ones you play? I.e., like the Walking Dead series versus like I've talked about before, Minecraft is more of an open narrative. You can just make up stuff as you go along. Do you think that this new industry, talking about how I was saying that Let's Plays and YouTube is a industry, may harm story-driven games, as in prevent people from buying those games and playing those games themselves if they can just watch them on YouTube? I know, I mean, there are certain publishers and developers like Rockstar who are really anal about that sort of stuff, which is why, as an independent, non-network YouTuber, you're probably never going to see me play any Rockstar games. They have strange agreements and terms with the networks they do, and sometimes they say, oh, you can play this game, but you can't show any cutscenes. I guess their thinking is if they don't allow cutscenes to be shown on YouTube, then people will want to buy the game so they can get the full story. I don't think that's actually much of a problem, and it's kind of the industry maybe overreacting about things a little bit. It's almost like worrying that if there are movie reviewers out there who review a movie and give spoilers, that then people aren't going to want to see the movie. And it's more, I think, or I should say, it's less of a problem with video games, because the thing about video games is you get to play them yourself, and you get to experience it from the first person as a member, I guess, of the narrative. So for the people out there who watch a Let's Play for the story and aren't going to buy the game for the story to play it themselves, then they were never going to buy the game to begin with. They were never invested enough in that franchise or that story or that experience of playing that game that they were never going to buy it anyway. So I don't think it doesn't reduce or take away from the sales or anything like that. I mean, there's also people who I know who play a video game and watch a Let's Play at the same time, or maybe they'll stop watching, or they'll put off playing. They'll put off watching a Let's Play of a series because they don't want any spoilers. They want to play the games themselves, but they still then later on watch the Let's Play because it's a different narrative. It's a different person playing that game. So it's a very unique, say, like the reference I made to movie reviews or something. It's unique in terms of video games to that. And as a commentator guy, I feel like to be a successful commentator, you have to add your own narrative, your own voice to a game, even if it is a very heavily narrative game like the Walking Dead series or Dead Space or any of these other very narrative-driven games. Otherwise, if you're just a guy or girl doing a Let's Play and you don't include any of your own personality, and it is kind of just straight up the game playing in the background almost, or in the foreground rather, I don't think you're going to be that successful of a Let's Player anyway, because then people would just say, why do I want to watch you play this when I could actually enjoy it a little bit more by playing it myself and get the same result, the same narrative? So I think I was coherent in trying to describe that. It's also kind of like the thing, I don't want to get in a huge tit for tat on this, lol. But it's kind of the same thing where the industries, the music and movie industries, say that piracy is destroying their industries. But it's not. The people who would pirate, say, a movie or a piece of music and not buy it, weren't going to buy it to begin with. So that's... Oop, careful, Wolfie. How did you get damage? You glitching into blocks again or something? So that's not, you can't call that a lost sale if they were never going to buy or spend money on that anyway. And there are many studies that support the idea and potentially the fact that people who quote-unquote pirate music, movie, etc. Oh, I don't like that. That might be lava. Let's go this way. People who quote-unquote pirate and or more generally people who use file sharing protocols and services like BitTorrent and stuff actually are the ones who spend more money than your non-file sharer on music, movies, and games. So these are actually your audience, and if anything, the fact that they're available actually drives sales, if that makes sense. I could say the same thing about video games. People might see a Let's Player or have a favorite Let's Player who suddenly plays a game that they might not have been familiar with, and then they will actually go out and buy that game themselves, even though they're seeing their favorite Let's Player play the game. So it's whatever little minute amount you could say that, oh, somebody didn't buy this game because they saw a Let's Play of it, I'm sure pales in comparison to the amount of audience members who actually end up buying the game, who wouldn't have bought the game had they never heard about the game from their favorite Let's Player. So, yeah, opinions. So, thank you for that question. That was a very good question from Eric V, the famous guitar player, Eric V. I can't do... Sorry, that was my... I apologize. I should just mute that out. That was my terrible attempt at doing a smooth jive on a electric guitar. Go to Generic B's channel if you want more better reproduced instruments. He does the mouth trumpet a little bit better. Floating dirt than I could ever do any sort of thing like that. So yeah, that's I'm a little bit confused, trying to get out of the forest here. Don't want any rogue squirrels throwing chestnuts on my head. Oh gosh. All right. This is a scary, dense forest. I do not like it one bit. And the longer... Okay, no. The longer I dwell, the longer and more things can spawn. Oh god. Sorry, I'm just going to light up this area. All right, hidey hole. Well, that was a little bit excessive. Wolfie, come over here. We're going to be in trouble soon if we don't. Are you? Yep. Sit. Well done. All right. Making the final hidey hole here. Episode 212. Stuff. Things. There we go. Final hidey hole. Let's make this one actually proper sized. Boosh. And yeah, thank you for those questions. And like I always say, and I think I've already said in this episode, you can ask questions in the comments below. I appreciate them. I also sometimes, not that I want a flood of people to ask their questions there, but I'll usually right after they're posted, I'll check out the Mindcrack. Did I? I think I made one more bed than I should have in the last... What? I'm confused. Okay. Yeah, you can also, if you want to add a comment to whenever the Farlands episode is added to the Reddit, if you're more comfortable adding there, or perhaps you have a Reddit account but not a YouTube account, I'll check those usually as soon as they're added, and then once again to see if there's any further discussion on them. But that's another place you can ask questions that I'll try to... Oop, already had a boat. I'll try to answer if they're awesome enough, like Eric V, his questions. So yeah, there that is. Thanks again for watching. If you could remember to click like if you like this episode. That helps out the visibility of the show and our Child's Play charity, which you can donate to by clicking the Chip In button on the end slate or going directly to farlandsorbust.com and using the Chip In widget on the homepage. I appreciate your continued generosity for that. But until the next episode, my name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.